Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mamas and Coffee Show. And today we have a great show for you. We're going to talk about friendships, the friend you never saw coming. So as you're coming in live, go ahead, give us some thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. Let us know where you're tuning in from because, hey, when you engage with us, it helps the algorithm help us reach more people. So let me ask you. Have you ever met someone and you thought, we're probably never going to be friends, ever, 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 ever. But then somehow that individual becomes your person. Like something about them, you don't know what it is about them, but something about them just clicks. I'm going to bring my person on right now. Hey, Grace.
Hey.
Y'all see Grace is in the car.
I am. I'm traveling, y'all. Middle of PCS right now. We're more than halfway there. I'm very close.
Very close. And I hear some windshield wipers.
Yeah. It might get a little noisy, so if it's too noisy, let me know. We're in the middle of a storm. So there's that.
Girl, it's cool. It's cool. So, great. And for our viewers, we're talking about that unexpected friendship. Friendship. You know, we're going to use friend as, because Grace, I have 3 categories of friends. But, we're going to say today relationships. Your relationships that you have built with people. Have y'all ever encountered those unexpected friendships, whether and I'm saying unexpected because of the age gaps, the personalities, the life stages, or because you just really misjudged someone? Do you have any of those type of folks in your life?
I think that's like pretty frequent in my life, and I think it's just because we're, I guess, not living like the typical lifestyle, and we go different places. I've had kids young, like we're in different stages than other people my age, so my friends aren't like who I would think would be my friends. I love them, but I don't think like when I see other people and their friends, I'm like, oh, I don't have that same type of group.
So please expound on that a little bit. What do you mean when you say?
So people, friends that I have that are my age, either don't have kids or their kids are much younger. And then the people who I'm friends with who have kids my age are much older, but I'm closer to them because we're in the same life stage, even though we're not the same age range. So it definitely differs on that. And then I have friends that are younger than me, much younger than me, and they're like single, no kids, but they're mature. And so I relate to them.
So when you say much younger, you don't mind me asking,
Yeah.
how much younger?
Like a 8-year difference. So like 22-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, folks, so I'm going to tell this little story about Grace. I've talked about it before, so this ain't nothing new. What I'm about to say to her, she already knows. Woo, shoot, I almost fell.
Don't get too excited now, Sybil.
Oh
Are you okay?
I almost fell. My chair almost flipped over.
Oh no.
See, God don't like ugly.
He was checking you before you opened your mouth.
Sorry, Granny. So that was my granny tapping me on my shoulder saying, hey, yeah. So my grandmother who passed away 5 years ago, her birthday is coming up. And my granny, if y'all been part of Mamas and Coffee for any time, especially in the Facebook group, I would always talk about my granny. Every Wednesday was Wisdom Wednesday. And my granny was the face of Wisdom Wednesday. And I would always be like, my granny said, my granny said, my granny said. And I've been thinking about my granny a lot lately because March is her birthday. So I'm like, yeah, she's like, yeah, you about to say something. You about to say something crazy. Lord, push her out the chair real quick. Anywho, so Grace and I, we have an 18-year age gap. I did not know this when I first met Grace. And honestly, folks, the first encounter I had with Grace, it was, hey, send me a picture or something. Send me a video for something. I don't know what it was. I was working for another company at the time. She did. I was like, oh, she seems cool. Yeah, whatever. Go on. Then, before Mamas and Coffee, there was Milkspouse Conversations, which is Mamas and Coffee. It was always Mamas and Coffee. Grace came on as a guest. I was like, she seems sweet. But yeah, nah. And then I think, okay, we'll bring her on as a regular. And Grace has been around since then. But when I first met Grace, I was like, she's some young thing. I didn't know how old. I knew she was younger than me. I didn't know her exact age. I knew she was younger than me, but there was also a bit of curiosity with Grace. Because she did have I'm not calling you old, but she had an old soul.
I hear it plenty. It's not new to me.
I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was just something that drew me to Grace. And here we are, what, 4 years later?
Yeah.
It's a weird, in a good way, weird bond relationship that I have with Grace. And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this about Grace too, because I misread Grace. Grace is quiet. She is quiet. But we had our first in-person event in October of 25 here in DC. Y'all, Grace is a yapper.
Oh no.
Yeah, here she answers the question and she moves on. Nah, she's a yapper.
That's because here we have a timeline. There we didn't. There's a difference.
No, apparently we did, because remember, I got a ticket.
Oh yeah, I guess we did have a timeline.
Well, no, actually, I didn't pay for parking in the first place. You told me to, and I was like, oh no, I don't have to pay for parking.
I try to warn you.
Did try to warn me. But Grace has little kids, and I'm like, Grace, I ain't got nothing in common with her. I got these little kids. She's this youngin'. But over the years, I've learned a lot from Grace.
Yeah, I think we can learn a lot from a lot of different people if we take away our not judgment in a bad way, but just our presumptions, I guess, about people based on what stage of life they're in, because you have no idea what they've been through or what they're going through or what they're facing. And a lot of times when you have a conversation with someone, you can reveal those things and really learn from them or even help them, on the flip side of that.
Yes, because most of our conversations in the very beginning were pretty much just here on the show. Okay, you show up, we chat about the topic, move on. Unfortunately for Grace, though, I don't know why. I still remember this. We were both in California. I left a few long messages just pouring my heart out to her about something I was dealing with. She knew my story, but I don't think at that time she really knew what I was dealing with behind the scenes. And it was we did a Zoom call. We had an event via Zoom at 6 a.m. in the morning, California time. And afterwards, you talked to me for about 2 hours and we just talked. I poured my little heart out, and Grace listened, and she shared more about her life with me that comforted me. And again, that was something that age difference. If I did not see past the age difference, there was life experiences there that I was unaware of. That without having a conversation, I would have never known and wouldn't have had this support. So
right. You're welcome.
Just saying. So, for our audience, has there ever been? Do you have a friend that you didn't think you would have anything in common with, just from first glance? Just that first glance, you're like, I don't have anything in common with them. They have little kids. They don't have kids. And I, quite frankly, do look for people who don't have kids or When my kids were little, Grace, I'm gonna just say it. When my kids were little, I'm like, oh, you got teenagers? Cool, that's a babysitter.
Right? But I mean, we really do. Like, we associate different ages with different things. Even like other people who have little kids. If they're younger than my kids, I know that like if we schedule something, they're gonna want to go to one type of place that my kids are not gonna enjoy. So even now, like even though we have young kids, there's a new stage of young kid that does different things, you know? So you kind of gotta like play around with who you have to do what with.
Yes, very, very true. Very true. Now, see, Grace, I even prepared. I have questions, which, is really rare for me. So, do you have any questions or do you want to talk anything about those friendships you never saw coming? As I'm used to just running off the cuff. So, I got to look at my notes real quick.
Go ahead and look at your notes and get your questions ready.
And also, folks, y'all can buy us a coffee. Coffee support.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it. I'll even put the QR code up for you. There you go. Just scan that. Do it.
Yeah, everything is QR codes nowadays.
You got a question? You got something to say?
Not really.
Okay. So let's talk about the friendship differences when it comes to personality. Are you looking for similar or different personalities?
I think similar. I don't know. Like similar to me, similar or different to me, or like multiple people similar?
To you. We'll answer both ways.
Okay. I guess usually similar to me because I want to like hope that we like the same things and like have the same perspectives. I don't know, someone that like I don't know, that's a hard question, but I think more like me because like you want to bond with that person, I guess, and like do the things together that you both like. But also different is nice too because you get different perspectives and they can take you out of your shell and do things that you wouldn't initially think to do. So a little bit of both, but I gravitate to people who are the same.
But how do you determine they're the same before talking to them? Like you've got to talk to them before you can really determine that, right?
See, well, that's where my quiet comes in because I observe people a lot more. Like if I just see you one time, I'm probably not going to be friends with you. Like I have to at least see you a few different times and see how you are before I talk to you. But like I can't be like you and just go and talk to someone for hours in a grocery store. Like I don't know you. I'm not talking to you. But if I see you more than one time at a grocery store, then I'll probably talk to you. But so I observe first before I talk to people.
Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute, Grace. In my defense of talking to random people in the grocery store, that was something I used to do. I did stop doing that for a while because I was self-conscious of how I sound, and I realized I sound perfectly fine. But I'm getting back to that norm. But it's not just okay. It is a random stranger. Actually, the lady that called me was the lady I met in the grocery store.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would never. Like, let me tell you a story real quick. We were at Chick-fil-A for one of our stops, and this older lady comes up to this table of two ladies, and she just starts talking to them. And by the time they were done, she was giving them her number. And I'm like, no, I don't know these people. Like, never. Never would I. No. All I could think about was Sybil in that situation.
But in my defense, I do observe you for a bit. Right. So you're in the store. This lady, I was looking for potato chips. I was deciding between two brands of potato chips because one was on sale, one was not. So, I'm in the aisle for a bit. She came up, she was grabbing a bag of chips. Now, I did see her walk up the aisle. And I was like, she's all right. She's cool. Like she's not going to take me off and chop me into a million pieces. Like I could put up a good fight with her. And so we just started chatting and we did talk for over an hour, just in the middle of the grocery store, in the aisle, the potato chips.
See, different stages of life. Because I got two littles with me. I can't spend an hour in the grocery store just chatting it up.
Hey, I just had the dog at home waiting for me, so
There you go.
I was good. But I also realized that the older I get, the harder it is to make those friendships. And I'm using friend very loosely. I'm not talking about your okay, Grace. Yeah, I have three types of friends. I'm not talking about that friend you calling up, that you just need to pour your heart out to, or you're going to ask to borrow $1,000. Um, I have no friends who are at. Look, don't ever ask me for if it's more than $5. I am, but now that I don't have little kids, I don't have that in-house friend maker, right? I feel like when you have young kids, your kids are the matchmaker because you're
Yeah.
out doing things.
And it's something that other people are observing. So there's that automatic in common thing or something to comment on to spark conversation. Whereas you're just you. I mean, unless someone else is looking for conversation, then it might not spark naturally.
True. And let me tell y'all this story of an unexpected friend as well. I'm gonna share this story of another unexpected friend who has been my friend. It'll be 24 years the end of this month. My husband. My husband, if y'all and personality wise, we are still very much the same way. We met in check-in. We were checking in for college. He was the RA. And it was just like, hello. Hi. Yeah, Sybil Roddy. Gave me the key. All right, thanks. I went to my apartment. That was it. But we saw each other again. Hey. My roommate, hey, are y'all dating? No. Like we both were like, no. And here we are almost 24 years later. But it's like if we never took that chance of speaking to one another or hanging out with one another. My husband, quiet and very studious. Do y'all think I was quiet and studious?
Talk about opposites.
Because you met my husband briefly.
Yes.
He
Very
quiet.
few words.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. But it works, right? Opposites attract.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that's the same way as friendships.
Yeah.
All right, Grace, what else do you have for me? Anything? Audience, tell us about an unexpected friendship you may have that you've made, or maybe hardships of making friends
Mm-hmm.
as you have gotten older. Or like, okay, Grace is moving right now.
Yeah.
How do you handle friendships with moving?
Yeah, we developed like a really tight community where we were last, and it was definitely hard saying bye. Talk about unexpected friendships, right? Like we were going into El Paso, like, oh my gosh, we don't want to be here, all these things, and then we didn't want to leave our friends and family that we made there, you know. So unexpected friendships. But with that, we're going to a completely new place that we've never been before, like no connections, no nothing. And I'm a little nervous, to be honest. I don't really know how I'm going to make friends, but I know I'm going to make them. But I think we get plugged in with like churches and community events and just like putting ourselves out there, like we talked about before. You can make friends online, but those aren't like friends that are going to be supporting you through your experiences. It's just online. But in person, if you go out and do things, you're able to meet new people, and that's our plan. Is to just dive into the community, into the area, and try to meet as many people as we can.
Now, Grace, you said something about making friends online.
Mm-hmm.
I have a story that I actually disagree with you on this one.
Yeah.
I have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
This chick, good Lord, we talk every day. I met her, we were online we did not meet in person, but I knew her for 3 years. We talked online. That was it for 3 years before we ever met.
Wow.
And here we are, like 6 years later, we talk every freaking day. Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. What you doing? How you doing? Girl, let me tell you.
I love that. I mean, I guess you can. But like, does it feel different than like an in-person friendship?
Other than not being able to say, hey, you want to go have lunch? No. Because I'm like, you know what? We can have lunch via Zoom. Like we can hop
I
on
mean,
Zoom.
that's true. Like now, you could, it's basically being in the same place. We FaceTime people as we go places all the time, you know? So just
Yeah.
take them with you.
But there is something about having that friendship with people in person that you can
Yeah.
hang with and really connect with. But I did have to throw that out there because this individual who I misread her when I first met her too online. I thought she was quiet. She's not. She a yapper too. I'm like, dang.
That's hilarious.
Okay, wait a minute. Here she is. Yeah, we don't. It's like over and out.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's different. Like you're not real time, I guess. You're depending on when someone responds, right? Like you're not over the phone.
No, but it's real time. I mean, it's fairly quick. Leave a message. I leave a message. Sometimes we cut each other off in our message.
There you go. Then I guess that's pretty similar.
Yes. Yes. All right. But I'm trying to find my question because I had another good one about unexpected friendships. It's more, my thing is more of that first impression. I think a lot of people miss out on friendships because of those first impressions.
Yeah. And I think unexpected friendships are only going to happen if you're open minded, right? Like if you already are looking for something so specific, then you're going to just disregard a lot of people. Like just keep your mind open because you don't know who's going to enter your life.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, it does matter to a point about age. I'm not gonna, like, I'm 48. I am not trying to be friends with someone in their 20s. My kids are that age, right? I can be there as a mentor. I can be there, you know, as support. I'm not even gonna try to be your mom because you got a mom, right? But don't expect me to hang out with you. We ain't going the same type of places. And by the time you're ready to go out, I'm going to bed.
That's right.
But and I do find myself talking to a lot of older people.
What's older?
Like 80,
Okay.
90. I mean, now for me to say older and you're 60, I'm like, dang, Sybil, you 48. Like 60 is close.
It's not that close.
I mean, it's close enough.
Yeah.
And I often find myself too talking to younger people. So younger and older, but younger people, because a lot of the younger ladies think that I am younger. Then I'm like, nah, I'm old, folks. Like, what y'all talking about? I ask myself, is it because of the way that I act? Do I present younger? But then I'm also like, well, how do you act when you're 48? Like, what is that at your age?
Yeah.
Grace, so when you first met me, that was one question I had. What were your initial thoughts? Wait a minute, no, that wasn't how the question read. Let me ask. See, I had it all out, girl. I was coming correct today. This is why I don't take notes beforehand.
Wait, next time you gotta like have the questions on separate pieces of paper in order.
They are in order.
Oh no.
But okay, let me. This has nothing to do with the topic, but this is my confession.
Okay.
When I am too prepared, I'm I'm really nervous. Whereas when I'm like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna run off the cuff. My nerves are not.
See, I'm totally opposite. I cannot. I have to be prepared. This is the hardest part of the lives. Is that I am not prepared because that's not what we do here, and who knows what I'm gonna say.
But see, but that's also the great thing about Mamas and Coffee because you're
Yes.
getting real
Real. Yes,
and it's real.
absolutely.
Like it's real. It's not scripted. And I purposely don't prepare the questions nor give you the questions because it allows time to script yourself.
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, I don't want a script answer. This is real life because Mamas and Coffee will have events. And when you come to our events, this is open conversation. We're sitting at the
Right.
table having open conversation, being real, letting your true feelings
Mhm.
flow. And that's okay. Oh, one of our coffee, buy me coffee supporters. I like talking to older people. The younger people, I cannot handle them. They think they know. That, you know what? That is true too. The young, the young folks, I feel crazy saying. And I'm even the 30-year-old, right? Talking to the 30-year-old. I'm 48. This is no shade to anyone in their 30s. Oh, we're talking about life. You asked me a question. Mainly the 20 somethings because I got them as children. But instead of listening to life experiences, it's oh no. You don't understand these days. You don't understand. No. And I will say it. I remember having that same attitude. But I now look back and say, you know what?
Mhm.
Everyone in my life who was older than me, they were just sharing life experience. They were trying
Right.
to save me from scraping my kneecap. Like I got all these kneecap scars and elbow scars, and because I didn't want to listen when I went
Mhm.
to them seeking advice.
Right. Yeah.
Be quiet and listen. So I agree with you on that. Pamela Roddy, where is the it was basically Grace. The question was, what did you think about me when you first met me? And I'm gonna ask you when you first met me in person. Because
But
you
I'm.
saw we had interacted often online, but in
Uh huh.
person.
You know, you were more serious in person than I thought you were going to be in the very beginning. I was like, hold on, where's the bubbly Sybil? But mind you, I met you when we were having an event. So I think you were also in that like event mindset in the beginning. But then once you played music and we started dancing, I was like, all right, there's Sybil. That's the Sybil I know. So it was nice to see like two different sides of Sybil that I hadn't really seen before. I saw the like serious focused Sybil and then the like fun bubbly Sybil that we all know.
Wait a minute. You said the serious focus.
Yeah, that one we only get peaks of.
Yeah, I was trying to focus. I'm like, listen,
You were.
but
You were.
overall, I'm the same person on camera and off camera.
For sure. Yeah, you're definitely the same person. And I think that's just a really good thing to say and that's where I struggle with like online stuff is I don't is that the real you? That's what I struggle with. Like, is this how you would be if we were in person friends? And so Sybil was 100% Sybil on screen, off screen. And I'm the same way, like unexpected friends. Like I think we're definitely opposites in many ways. And it's so interesting that we can do.
Okay, wait a minute, Grace. The way you said in many ways. I'm like that. Okay, Grace. Okay. I don't know how to take that. Oh, see, look. That's what happened. I didn't even have to boot her off. Technology booted her off. She is traveling. It is raining. Grace is frozen. And Pamela Roddy. Not reaping it now. It's part of life. It's part of life. I'm responding to Pamela Roddy's comment. It's part of life. You fall, you get some bruise, some scrapes. I didn't get bruises, some scrapes, and you live life. So it's not reaping it in a bad way. It's just like, oh, yeah, I probably should have listened. My mama didn't know what she was talking about. Oh, my neighbor didn't know what they were talking about. My cousin didn't know what they were talking about. My granny didn't know what they were talking about. Sarah didn't know what she was talking about. You realize that as you get older. But so, Grace, you said we were different in many ways. You cut off.
Oh, it's cutting out. What did you say?
You were talking, you were like, we're different in many ways.
Oh yeah. In many ways. I mean, in age, obviously. In
Okay, wait a minute. Why you have to say it like that, Grace? You're like, in age, obviously.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just meant because you said it earlier. You're like, we're 18 years apart. So age. Age, where we were like born and raised, stages of life, just all different ways. I think personality too, like I'm quiet first and then you get me, and I think you get all of Sybil right away. And I love that about her because I can't do that. I just think there's a lot of differences, but we blend really well.
Yes. And that's, a lot of your unexpected friendships is give it a chance. If you meet someone who comes at you, they're hot. They're like, hey, how you doing? Because I have a friend who, her personality was 10 times bubblier than mine. And I used to be like, girl, it is too early in the morning. What? Calm down. And I refused. I was like, no, we are not going to be friends. We are not. But we became friends. I have met people in my life that I thought they were too quiet. They, maybe we came from two totally different walks of life. I have met people in my lifetime that I will admit, if I hadn't taken the time to really get to know them and hear their story, and I just saw because social media, if someone had posted their story online, right, and was talking about the individual, I would never have been their friend based on what other people were saying. But taking the time, meeting them, just sitting down, getting to know them, they have become, I'm not necessarily friends with them now, but that also leads me into what we're going to talk about on March 25th, friendship audits. Because everyone who's your friend, and we're going to break down the term friend as well. Everyone who's your friend now may not be your friend next season. And that's fine. So next week, we're going to talk about the friendship audit, who pours into you, who drains you, and who might just need to be that brunch friend, right? Like we have them. Sometimes they just still friend for particular reasons. So sometimes the friend you never expected is the friend you need in your life. Maybe forever or maybe for a season. But hey, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Make some new friends. Speak to the person in the grocery store aisle. Grace, speak to them. Hello. Just say hello.
I say hello.
And I'm just saying, where you going, everybody go speak. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
I was feeling to make a lot of friends.
I'm just letting you know. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of Sybils. A lot of Sybils. So as we sign off, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, support, buy us a coffee. And if you want this mug, you can, let me put it up here. You can scan that QR code right now and order yourself this mug. Or go to our website. All right. Thank you very much, Grace. I'm not going to have my questions planned out next week because Maybe.
I love it.
All right, folks. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.